Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Missing Piece of Pie. This is Naren, and I have a really interesting guest with me today. And he's my senior. He has always been an inspiration for me, and he has taught me a lot about tech. And here I'm presenting to you CA Ashrith. Ashrith, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi Naren. Thanks for the amazing intro.
It was
Yeah,
just two
I'm doing
lines,
well.
buddy,
I
but
hope.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
we have
so
been buddies for quite
Ash,
some time. Yeah.
yeah, we have planned this like a very long time
Yeah,
ago, but
very long
anyway,
time.
we find time on a Friday evening where we are supposed to be partying, but okay, we have this life, buddy, we got to accept.
Exactly.
Yes, Ashrith, I have a question. So we have seen this revolution now, as in when I talk about tech, there's one word which is being heard everywhere, and that is chat gpt. So I wanted to know what chat gpt actually is, but I'm not a tech geek like you. So if you just start talking in coding languages, then I lose you out on the second sentence only. So if you were to explain what chat gpt is to a 10-year-old, right, how would you do that?
We have seen in all our phones, we have something called Hey Siri or OK Google that you have always come across when you are using a mobile. So, yeah, it's just an extended version of that.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. That's it. You have a personal assistant. It's just like a personal assistant, and it's just AI enabled.
Mhm. So when you say it's AI enabled, is like
Hmm.
Siri also an AI enabled thing or something like that, or it's completely different from ChatGPT? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, it's when you look at Siri or Google Assistant, voice assistant, it essentially works basis of a search engine
Okay.
and a small few commands which it was already been taught about.
Uh-huh.
It's not open. If you can try on your mobiles, if you tell
Mm.
something which is pretty unique or it's not within the commands it was taught about, it will just push you into a Google Chrome or Safari and push you the search results. That's it.
Hmm.
It doesn't have that much of ability to think on its own and do the things that you command for.
Okay, so basically that's the difference. So if I have to say ChatGPT, what is ChatGPT? It's an advanced search engine, right, which has its own mind sort of, and of course which has been trained, right? So the chat gpt model was filled in with a lot of information, the way it would
Correct.
respond, etc. It was
Yes.
trained, and that's where we have this product where we can ask about anything and it will give me an answer which has a human touch to it. Because I have observed that a lot, that even if I share a personal problem, it will search out results which are already there on all the websites of the world, but the
Correct.
answer it presents to me, it's bit more human.
Okay. Hmm. The that personal feel why you get that thing is the way entire GPT itself is has been created. So it
Okay.
basically works on a different field called natural language processing, which is part of AI. I guess I'm going bit technical, but this is the branch it works under. Under this
Okay.
natural language processing, this is something called GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. So,
Okay.
how it works? When people think, oh, it's there is some human mind behind it, or
Hmm.
it's mimicking a human intelligence. No, it's basically just the statistics. It's
Hmm.
all about the stats. So, just say, for example, I'll take a small example. We'll ask ChatGPT in which direction the sun rises.
Hmm.
What will be the first word is based on the probability, statistics. okay, someone asked me this question, this particular question. What is the probability that I have to use sun or slash east on the first word? So it's just
Okay.
frames a sentence based on the probability. That's it.
Oh.
It's just a probabilistic model, and probably it's using Bayes theorem and K cluster, and it goes if you go depth into it. But on an easier note, it's just probability. And as you know, every time we toss a coin, we have a different set of probabilities coming out. That's what making you
Hmm.
feel it's human touch. That's what our even our
Hmm.
intelligence do. We have something what we see across, and we start picking up things here and there,
Right, right.
and
Because I have
we try to put
observed
it
that.
across. I mean, that's
Yes.
the only thing that's making it human. That's
Yeah,
the
right.
inherent
Understood.
nature of GPT.
Hmm. And now we are currently at GPT-4, right? So it's like chat GPT-3, GPT-4 are just versions of GPT coming out. And I think they are backed by OpenAI, which is an organization which is backed by again Elon Musk and other entrepreneurs or something. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, OpenAI is backed by almost by everyone.
Okay.
Just not Elon Musk, and there are Microsoft, and we have all the tech giants have some or the other share or some relation to the OpenAI. But one thing we have to keep it in mind was, okay, Elon Musk is not the finally one person to take the credit of the OpenAI. OpenAI is even trying to invest in these startups which are going to rival the Tesla as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
at least, I mean, this happened very recently. So this is a new development which appears to us okay right now, and it makes things more clear
Hmm.
that okay, Elon Musk is not having a complete control over the board or so on.
But he
They
seems
have
to be like
recently.
the very cool person on Twitter, just tweeting any random stuff. He takes on the Bitcoin, he takes on crypto, he takes on Twitter, he acquires Twitter and does all this stuff, right? So it obviously looks from an outsider perspective that Elon Musk is handling or just trying to control the whole world. But yeah, this is interesting to know. And I think this the whole technology has just caught attention very recently after GPT-3, I think, chat GPT, right?
True,
Or
true.
and it was already developing since a very long time, and now we are talking about it because it's just disrupted everything. It's disrupted the way we search. Before we used to go on Google and try to see look into the websites, and now what we do is just type in chat GPT search, and it browses through all the websites and gives us what we need. Correct. So when was this like when did it even start? Do you have any idea about when it started or what was the background?
Somewhere it started around 1960s, 70s, and somewhere in between
Oh
there.
my God.
And yeah, I mean, that's the truth. It's since
Okay.
long time. It's since long time. These machines
Okay.
take quite a good amount of time to get themselves evolved out. So it's going on since then, and over the period they came up. I mean, OpenAI established. I guess it's pretty recent. I'm not sure about
Hmm.
the exact founding date, but it's pretty recent. So, and they came up with GPT-2, and they made it available, and they got a good amount of info on that, and they
Hmm.
finally came up with GPT-3, the
Ah.
mind-bending model. Yeah,
GPT-3, I think
GPT-3.
it is more interactive, right? Like as a person who has no background at all in coding, I can just
Hmm.
log into GPT, chat GPT, and then just try exploring what it has to offer. It's not that I need to have a tech background. Was it similar with GPT-2 and the earlier versions also?
Those are user friendly, I can tell you that.
Okay.
Chat GPT, completely different. I mean, let's at least for the moment, let's keep them different. Chat
Hmm.
GPT is very much user friendly.
Oh,
GPT
understood.
is
Hmm.
not that user friendly. You have to understand what is temperature, what is p value, and so on and so on.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I agree, you may need not to use any code or something like that, but yeah, you need to know some knowledge of how this thing is working.
Right, right. And I also see, I have observed this, Ashrit, a lot these days in the news is the artificial intelligence space is just exponentially growing. I see articles about it like every single day. I don't know if it's because of the Google and its algorithm that I get Google News, whatever I search for. But I have seen news about AI like very recently. We can also say it's just been like 2023, and
Yeah.
it started with all the news about AI and stuff. So now what do you think, like where are we actually standing with respect to AI evolution? Is it just like it's not going to happen, it's just a hype which is being created right now? Or do you think like how people are actually talking about the job scare, like we both are chartered accountants, right? Now
Yeah.
if you see how AI will be affecting our space, so what is your view on it? Like how what do you think?
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, AI full-fledged use in everyone's life has started with GPT-3. Anyone can use,
Mm,
and everyone has some or the other value addition uh,
mhm,
with it. So GPT-3, when GPT-3 came out, it was slowly making rounds within the tech circle, but ChatGPT made it more into the masses. It was
mm,
able to get the fastest number of users. I guess it's 100 million users. I'm not sure about it, but
mhm,
it got into the masses the fastest than TikTok, Facebook, or any other one. So it all appears that okay, everyone has some value addition.
mm,
On a lighter note, if we see on a major broad scale, where is it going? There is always used to be something called creativity premium. When you
mm,
have something you're adding to any work that is creative, then that used to be costly. Just for say
mm,
art piece or a music, or for say even when coming to our CA thing, we are doing consulting or law interpretation. That always used to be a bit much of a premium that people used to pay
correct,
than regular compliances.
correct.
Right now, with AI coming into the play, these differences within the creative premium and the normal compliances is coming down, because everyone,
Mm,
I mean, before experience is a one man's or I mean, one man's or one firm's proprietary thing. Right now, it's
mm,
democratized. Everyone has that experience in their mobiles
mm,
with GPT. So once this comes out, the premium that is there, that even any small person, any who doesn't have any experience, like any big multinational firm, will be able to advise them or give them suggestions or anything of that sort with just using this AI.
mm.
He'll try to figure it out easier. So this basically helps them to democratize this creative premium. But I mean, if you have seen predictions even before 2020 recently, you would have always thought the jobs which are more mundane are going to go first.
Correct.
But exactly opposite has happened with ChatGPT. The
Mm,
areas where creativity used to come, where many people are required to analyze a lot of case studies, a lot of case laws you need to read up and come to a conclusion. All these things are democratized with AI. Just you run
mm,
2 to 3 prompts, yeah, you have your answer staring at you. So there is no need of that many creative hours to spend. So that's the
mm.
immediate impact. Of course, on a longer note, if you see again, you have these mundane jobs going up, but again, things have completely been opposite what people have predicted years back.
Correct, correct.
So
Even I
I
have
guess
seen that.
that's
Right. So
the major
what
impact.
what I have observed is again like GPT, Chat GPT to be specific, has this amazing thing that it can give you creative advices. It can, so say I can say it, I can give it a prompt that write a poem on CA, right? and it'll write a beautiful poem with rhyme scheme. Maybe not that beautiful,
Correct.
but
Yeah,
it'll
I mean,
still have
yeah,
something to offer,
it'll
which
still.
which you don't expect from a computer, right? What I feel is the way Microsoft Excel has changed the way we work in our offices, right? I think ChatGPT is going to be another such revolution. Not just ChatGPT, but GPT and its other allied models, whatever we have coming under the artificial intelligence umbrella. It is going to change the way we actually do business. So, do you have a take on it, or let's just say, where do you say if we start a practice now? How quickly should we keep adapting to the technological changes so that we stay on top of the game?
Yep. If you remember the initial days when you are exposed to Google, the
Hmm.
man or a person who knows how to use Google is the one that you are looking for.
Right.
There is a method to use the Google. At the end of the day, it cannot do things on its own. The same thing goes with AI as well. You are going to see AI coming into the play in the finance world, in the legal world, you name it. Where creativity is there,
Mhm.
AI is going to be there. Where creativity is not there, there robots will be there. That's it. That's a
Uh,
small thing. Where creativity is there, AI will come. Where creativity is not there, robots are going to take over. So it's always that you have to create a prompt, how you have to ask a legal AI, how you have to talk to a generalized AI, something like Chat GPT. Both are completely different. If you're speaking to something like a legalized version of any GPT, the way you have to ask is different.
hmm,
So
hmm.
those are the things that people have to keep adapting with the softwares that are evolving day by day.
Right.
So GPT, Chat GPT is a public version. It's not meant for any one particular use. You
Hmm.
can write generalized articles, generalized statements, generalized poems, all this. But there are particular AI which help you to create music, which help you to create poems, which help you to create story writing, which help you to create draft of contracts. All those things are there. There are AIs which help you to interpret the law, interpret
Hmm.
the
Oh,
case studies, and
great.
so on. They
Hmm.
are available, and few of them are in process.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it feels threatening when you look at these things. It feels threatening, but it's just going to change the way we work. It's not going to take CAs out of the market. No, that's not going to happen. It's just
Thank God.
changes the
Thank
way.
God. We just
Yeah, I
cleared
mean,
2 months
yeah, it's a
ago.
myth.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Ashraf.
It's a
Yes.
myth. It's a
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a myth. We think that okay, CAs are not required anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. CAs are not required anymore. But if there are 10 CAs who are working on one particular thing, you can just make it with two or three. That's it. I mean,
Hmm.
that
Okay.
reduces the job. That's it. I mean, it's not that CAs are not required anymore. No, no, no. That won't happen. That's a bit far
But
fetched.
I also think that once you push human race into such a situation, right, where the jobs are getting destroyed or people are getting replaced with machines, etc., we'll obviously find ways to create new jobs. So you never know what next evolution or what next innovation we would be having, just because we have more people right now and they will be replaced by machines, so which gives the other people who are being replaced an opportunity to find a market for themselves, maybe use AI or to solve a problem within AI ecosystem or something like that. For example, how these mobile addiction apps are being sold, right? So it was like it's something, mobile was something which was quickly being caught up, and everybody was getting addicted to it because it was getting so caught up, and that's when these guys came into picture and solved that problem. So I think the whole job thing, where they say that you'll not be having jobs in future, I think that could be very unrealistic assumption about AI. But again, like, we'll have to wait and see how it is going to evolve and how we are actually trying to adapt to tech, because as people it also depends on us, right? As of now, I know only chat gpt, and it could be for the next 3 4 years that I know only chat gpt, because the other AI models don't catch up. But if the other AI models are also being advertised or being celebrated, then it'll be like everybody is actually adapting AI and will be growing at a faster pace. So, and also again, there was a judiciary judgment which you recently shared over WhatsApp, and you said it was done via ChatGPT, where they had written in the whole PDF thing that ChatGPT has generated this answer, and that was a little bit. It intimidated me to an extent that if it is getting into courts and if that has that power, right? So how will it even change for us? But again, the way you explained it mostly makes complete sense, that the person who will be having or who will be understanding how to use AI might actually use it as a leverage to grow further or to build his or her own career. Nice.
Um, yeah, to see, especially with the AI coming into the courts, it's much needed thing. I mean, if you ask
Hmm.
me which AI does only good in
Hmm.
this entire coming to just India, coming to this, in response to India, which does only good, that would be courts. You can fast track, you can make fast track proceedings, you can get the things made understand. If a court is giving any order out, and if you want that to be understandable for all languages which are in that particular state or something like that, that can be done in a faster rate at a lesser cost.
Hmm.
I mean, you have
Hmm.
only good things that's going on in the courts. For especially
Right.
if you see, that's the best place to implement it. If you ask me, you don't have any job threats because you
Hmm.
don't have that many people, and already our courts are under super stressed with the number of cases that are running. This will really help them. The way they have used, the High Court has used with the ChatGPT to give extracts where what is the basis of decision that they have taken. Yeah, that
Hmm.
just they have taken the basis. At the end of the day, the signing is everything is done by still by human. It's, as you said,
Uh,
it's just leveraged. So it's
right,
nothing more.
right.
At the end of the day, human is signing, human is stamping, and it goes the same way. But the way we can leverage it will really change the way we live.
Hmm. Amazing. Now, as a person, as a 22-year-old chartered accountant, bragging, but but okay, as a person, as a 22-year-old, okay.
Yeah.
If I have to adapt to the AI ecosystem,
Yeah.
what could be my
Mhm.
first step? Like, what do you want me to look for right now so that I can use AI as
Mhm.
leverage?
My simple suggestion is when you are doing small, generalized stuff, probably something like writing an article or writing, just doing some read up, just keep your eyes open towards this generalized AIs that are available everywhere. You have Bard, you
Mm,
have ChatGPT, you have multiple tools that are ready for each and everything. Just keep an
mm,
open mind, and just keep using them whenever you can. It will really help you in all the ways. You can
right.
reduce your work, you can improve the efficiency, and so on and so forth. Just keep an open mind and keep going with the flow
Mm. So
of
basically,
what's going in the market, what's happening, and
right. So I view it at that in this way, okay. Like, I don't know if Bill Gates has ever said it, but he prefers a lazy person over someone who is not lazy, because lazy person will find a way to get the job done easily. I have always had that mindset, to be honest, because if you give me a task where I have to copy paste like 500 line items, so I'll always, the first instinct would be to Google and look for a tool which will help me do it in a lesser time. I think that is something which we as youngsters who are just being exposed to AI should also adapt, right? So if we okay, we are doing this podcast thing, right? So I can, first thing I can do is I can see if there's any AI tool with respect to podcast production, and then see how I can integrate with podcasting. So this is the first step which we as students might take, I would feel. And yeah, it has amazing potential, looking at the way it has evolved as of now, and the way you have explained about its complete evolution, its uses, and also what possibly it has in store for us. I think we should be looking forward to it more, and we should be discussing. So in that case, we want you on the podcast on a repeat basis frequently, just to discuss the latest tech, latest
Yeah,
AI. And let's have another conversation where we discuss tech with respect to chartered accountancy, study side or the practice side, like job, people who are
yeah,
working or people who are
yeah,
pursuing it. Because my majority of the audience comes from that particular background.
yeah,
So yes, we should have another conversation about it,
yeah.
but it was great speaking to you again. I know
Uh,
you personally.
certainly, we
uh,
should have another one. It's been a great conversation.
yeah, so we should have more conversations like this. And since knowing you and the kind of impact you have had on me, bringing you as a guest on my podcast is absolute privilege. Thank you so much for taking your time. It's again reminding you it's Friday night at 11:30. But here we are recording this podcast.
Yeah,
So
true.
thank you so much, Ashrith. I hope our viewers or listeners had something to take from this
Thanks, Naren, for
conversation
hosting
which
me.
we
You
had.
are such a great host.
Oh, and I just try, because I think you're my friend. It is very hard to be warm and welcoming at the same time. But I think I did a pretty good job. Uh,
Did a pretty good one.
yes. So
Just-
thank you so much for
yeah,
joining me, Ashrat. It has been an absolute privilege to host you. Thank you.
yeah. Thanks, Naren.